Hello, Rama Pupodu. Hope all are in good health, feeling great, wonderful, peaceful, having a relaxed life. Now, let's go to chapter 26 Ernakulam Alleppey, Part 1. What do you make of it? A humorous and instructive story in the life of a high official of Ernakulam may be cited here. The incident was related by the official himself, who was a sincere and pious soul. He narrates, I am earning a sufficiently large salary for the upkeep of my family. But cupidity is one of the greatest failings to which human nature is subjected. Carving for wealth is an insatiable fire. The more you feed the fire, the more furious it grows. My wife is a devout soul. She would always be praying to the Almighty to bestow to me a higher post than I am now holding, so that I might draw a larger salary. But her appeal remains unheeded. So one day she proposed to perform a special proposition of the goddess of wealth in order to induce her to yield her favor. She got a clay image of the Devi made and installed it in the room in which the family deity was worshipped. When I asked her for the reason, she said that she intended to worship the new image with a view to my being granted promotion. She added that she had warned the goddess that if she did not fulfill her wish in a month's time, she would abandon her worship. A month's time and notice for the poor goddess. Worship went on from day to day with great assiduity and offerings of choice, prasadam. I was not particular about the number of days she performed the worship. One day I found the place empty. The image was not there. I called my wife and questioned her about the disappearance of the goddess. I have done with her, she replied with a look of disgust. I did all I could to please her, but she has not granted my prayer. The month has passed away and no sign of your promotion. I have thrown her out. Later, I discovered the rejected image lying piteously in a heap of rubbish in a pond at the back of the house. Wonderful, indeed, he said Bhakti. What do you make of it? The listeners broke out into a loud laughter. The Raja Yogi was growing cooler every day because more sufferers from the effects of the pranayama practice poured in. Ramdas was consulted in the matter by these people and he advised them point blank to put a stop to the practice altogether. About the same time, he received complaints on the same subject from Bangalore and South Canara, where this practice has been widely disseminated by other yogis of the same ilk. Ramdas could not remain unconcerned any longer. He was made to write a strong article, which was published in newspapers, warning the people neither to take up nor prosecute if already adopted this practice if they were not prepared to fulfill the other conditions of the yoga, as it would otherwise cause incalculable harm to them. Ramdas also spoke about the matter to the Raja Yogi. You have observed, Ramji, what mischief this practice of yours is causing to those who cannot observe the other rules which necessarily go with the yoga discipline. So you will do well in future not to initiate indiscriminately everybody who comes to you, without judging whether he or she is fit for it or not. Now, about the Vakil who was preparing for sannyas. He broached the subject to Ramdas. The latter discouraged him and said, if you are so anxious to dedicate yourself entirely to God, you may retire from the public activity and have a small kuti on your landed property and lead a life of contemplation and meditation of God. Don't think you can attain God merely by donning the orange robe. He replied that he had once for all decided upon it and that he was determined to carry it out. God's will be done. Ramdas submitted. He was an elderly man of means with a family. One night he came with a set of ochre-colored cloth and told Ramdas, Swamiji, I have made all the arrangements for the maintenance of my family and have made over all the rights of my property to the proper persons. I am free. Tomorrow I leave Ernakulam. I wish to travel from place to place without funds as you did during your first year's itinerant life, as chronicled in your book, In Quest of God. Next day, he left Ernakulam. The Raja Yogi accompanied the Vakil, an opportunity which he could not miss of getting out of the unpleasant situation in which he found himself. Ramdas learned that the Vakil had, after a few months' wanderings, returned to his professional work. Now he is intimately associated with the activities of Anand Ashram. Once again, the old malaria that had left Ramdas for a few months made its appearance. Ramdas began to have periodical attacks of fever. Sanjeev Rao and his family were all love and kindness to Ramdas. The Ram Mantram had so firmly captured Sanjeev Rao that he would not forget it for a single moment. This happens when it takes possession of the mind. Even when you are busy with work, the external world, the mantram would be unconsciously revolving in the depths of the mind automatically. Such was the case with him at the time. He was experiencing the opening of the fountain of joy and peace from within. This was all apparent from his serene, radiant, and blissful face. News came to him that Ramdas' daughter, by the old birth, Ramabai, had been betrothed to Chandrasekhar Rao, son of Ramdas' sister, and that the marriage was to take place in a short time in Kasaragod. That's all, folks. Let's see in the next chapter. Thank you. Bye bye. Rama Rama Pupodu.